Did you know that less than 3% of people actually set and achieve their dreams? That is a staggering low percentage because all of us love to think about our goals. We love to maybe set goals at New Year's, but 3% of the whole world actually achieve their dreams. Let me tell you about this study that was done at Harvard quite a few years ago. So they took this MBA graduate program at Harvard and they surveyed all their students and they asked them, do you set goals and do you have a plan to execute those goals? About 10% of people had, goals. They had set goals. They knew what they wanted to achieve when they were done with their graduate program. Out of that 10%, 3% actually had planned, designated days, like goal check-in points that they were going to use to mark the progress of their goals. They had a plan. So time goes on, right? And this amazing survey done at Harvard, they checked in with these individuals at different points in their lives. And do you know what they found? They found that the 10% that set goals made twice as much money, were twice as happy in their relationships, and twice as fulfilled in their careers as the group that just didn't have any goals. So it was just going about life just kind of as it came, right? But what's amazing is that the 3% that had a plan to achieve those goals made twice as much money as the 10%ers, right? So that would have been the 7%ers because we're taking that out, math. But they made twice as much money. So they're making 4 times as much money as the other guys. They were twice as happy, twice as fulfilled, and twice as successful in whatever career endeavor they had chosen to put their time and talents to. What does this tell you? That you better figure out what it means to actually be a doer instead of a dreamer. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly the steps that you need to take to see, are you a doer or are you a dreamer? And what you need to do to correct yourself so that you can get on the path of being a doer, being somebody that achieves twice, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times as much joy, satisfaction, and money as your peers, just because you knew how to set goals and stick to them. Let me give you these key points on how to distinguish if you are a doer or a dreamer. And these are going to be some serious reflecting on yourself because all of us can slip into this if we aren't careful. It's hard to be a 3%er, but I know you can do it. So let's talk about these tips. First distinction between doers and dreamers is that doers set goals, dreamers have ideas. All of us have been there. We have an idea that hits us and we think, oh, this business would be great. Oh, I should go talk to that person. Oh, maybe I want to be a fashion designer. Maybe I want to go, study this area in school. Maybe I want to go do this with my life. Check yourself. Do you actually follow through on those ideas? Do you do what you need to do to take that idea and turn it into a goal? And remember, a goal is an idea, is a dream with a deadline. It is taking that idea and turning it into real, tangible steps. So be sure that you aren't just caught up being an idea person, that you instead are a goal person and you get really serious and break down, like, what is it going to take to actually start that business? What is it going to take to actually be a fashion designer and get to it? Because dreamers, they waste all their time on all these amazing ideas that, yes, are amazing, but it doesn't matter if an idea is amazing. It's not going to make you happy, make you rich or successful if it's just an idea. And that's a key difference between doers and dreamers. The second question to ask yourself of am I a doer? My voice, I'm not a teenage boy. Is that doers think about today, dreamers think about someday. We've all done this, but it's really easy to see in other people. You're talking to a friend and you say, hey, remember last time we talked, you said that you wanted to go back to school. Or remember the last time we talked, you said that you wanted to take this class. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I totally do. Just not right now. Just, it didn't work out right now. So yeah, maybe I want to do that. That is a really big red flag of just being a dreamer, because crap gets real when you start putting it into today. What can I do today to hit that goal? And that's what makes one of the biggest difference between doers and dreamers is doers say, okay, I love this idea. I'm passionate about it, and I'm going to do something about it today. The third difference between doers and dreamers is that doers know that it's up to them, and dreamers are always waiting for somebody else to do something first, waiting for the right time, waiting for the right opportunity to come. As your life coach, I am here to tell you that there is never going to be a perfect time. There is never going to be a moment when you're not as stressed. There's never going to be a moment when you have a free weekend. There is never going to be a moment when you don't have a list of to-dos and priorities and stresses and, man, wouldn't it be better if this happened? Like, that's life. And one of the best tips that I give in my coaching to young women around the world is just start today. Just do it today and know that it's up to you. Because a lot of girls that I coach, they say, well, oh my gosh, if my mom was just more understanding, or if my mom and dad would support me, and if I just maybe had a little bit more money, or if I just maybe had a little bit more confidence, like then I would do this. So I will do it. That's a really scary train of thought, because when we tell ourselves, oh, I'll do it, we, don't have to face the reality that, like, what if we don't do it? That we're backing out, that we're procrastinating this dream because we tell our brain, oh, don't worry, brain, I will do that, and you can trust me. How many things have you promised yourself that you'll do, and you are just waiting for something to happen to actually do it? This is your invitation to get to it and realize that the only person who has an impact on your future, who has the ability to create the life of your dreams, is you. And do not wait for somebody to give you permission. Do not wait for you to be different than you are. Do not wait for circumstances or life or anything to change before you start working on you and your dreams. This is a good point to mention that for my babes in high school, I've got a guide for you down below where you can download a free chapter to check it out. We talk about goal setting. We talk about relationships. We talk about getting to it and getting stuff done. So if that's you, check that out. And if maybe you're past that stage of life, please DM me on Instagram. We can talk about my coaching programs. And girl, I can help you go from being a dreamer to actually seeing real life results in your goals. So check that out. DM me on Instagram, download that free chapter on how to be more popular and get going on your social status. Another area that you've got to have some self-reflection and ask yourself if you are falling into the dreamer category on this side is that doers prioritize their goals and dreamers love all the ideas. They love them all equally. They all sound amazing. Now, I am telling you this with so much love and with a different perspective as your coach, that I get that all your goals are amazing. I get that you want to achieve them, every single one on your list. But unless you prioritize them, unless you come up with a plan of this year, I'm going to focus on this goal. This month, I'm going to focus on this goal. You've got to prioritize the goals that are most important to you, or else they all become important. They all need your time. And if I give a minute to this goal and a minute to this goal and a minute to this goal, you're not going to see a lot of progress. Instead, I like to teach a snowball method that we focus on a goal that we really get fired up about, the one that feels achievable relatively soon, so that we can build up momentum, that you can start to see your life change because of this goal setting process. So prioritize your goals. Make sure you know what are your 3 top most important goals that you are working on right now. If you don't know that, you're kind of falling into this category of being a dreamer and just loving all your ideas and working on them sometime and They're all really important. I know they're important, but there's always goals that are more important, more pressing, and more important to your growth right now. So be sure you're prioritizing those goals. Okay, babe, I just gave you 4 tips on how you can know if you're a doer or a dreamer. And here's the best part. If you found yourself guilty of any of these dreamer qualities, you can change. I've given you the opposite so you can go back, you can look this over and see, ooh, I'm really struggling prioritizing my goals. Man, I'm waiting for this event to happen before I start to work on my new book, right? Anything. So be sure that you're constantly checking in with yourself and not slipping into these bad habits. Now, I want you to know that I know that this process of switching over from a dreamer to a doer, not the other way around, can be a very different mindset. It can be something that's totally against our nature. So work on it. You've got this, babe. I want to suggest for you too that as you're on this goal setting journey, you check out some of my other videos on setting goals. I particularly think that this video on how to set goals, like a goal student action plan, is one of the best videos that you can watch after this. Now, even if you aren't in school right now, this video is going to help you out because I talk about how to segment your goals, how to brainstorm what goals are important to you, and how to prioritize those goals. So I'd highly suggest that video for you to check out next. Can't thank you enough for letting me be your life coach, and I hope you check me out on Instagram, and I hope that you check out my website for some of my amazing coaching programs. So can't wait to see you in my next video. Abby J out.